What is up everyone, welcome back for another video of Diablo 3. So in this video I will be talking about the Witch Doctor. As usual, with this build you can climb the leaderboard pretty fast. I saw someone using this build and he cleared a grade with 95 with it, and well, this build is just amazing. If you are not a fan of this build, then just watch my other videos where I talk about the Helltooth build and the Jade Harvester build. Also, both of those builds can do grade with level 90, so also check those out. So let's get back to this video and let's talk about this build. So for this build you need 6 pieces of the Arachyr, if I pronounced it right. So the gloves, the armor, the pants, the boots, the shoulders, and of course the helmet. And this will give us the 6-piece bonus. The damage of your creature skills is increased by 2400% damage. Creature skills are Corpus Spiders, Plague of Toads, Firebats, Look to Swarm, Hacks and Piranhas. Since we are using Firebats, Look to Swarm and Hacks, this will help us a lot. The 4th piece bonus, Hacks gains the effect of Toad of Hugeness rune. After summoning a Toad of Hugeness, you gain 50% damage reduction and heal for 10 seconds of your maximum life per second. So this is giving us damage reduction and keeping us alive. The 2nd piece bonus, summon a permanent Spider Queen who leaves behind webs that deal 4000% weapon damage over 5 seconds and slows enemies. The Spider Queen is commanded to move to where you cast your Corpse Spider. Well, it is useful that we get the spider. So for the next item we want to use the Traveler's Pledge. And this doesn't work without the Compass Rose, so we also use that one. While moving, damage taken is reduced by up to 50%, so it gives us more survivability. And while standing still, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%, so it also helps us to increase our damage, and that is what we want. For the other ring, we are using an Unity. And don't forget to put also a Unity on your follower, otherwise this doesn't work. So we got some things where we can go for right now. We got 2 braces, and this one will increase the damage reduction, and this one will give you also 30% damage reduction and 70,000 life per hit. So you can go for both of them, one in the Kanai's cube and one on your inventory. But we also got Mantle of Channeling. While channeling, Firebats deal 25% increased damage and take 25% reduced damage. When you got 10 stakes of Soul Harvest, then I think you have to go for these 2, because you get more damage reduction and you will do enough damage to clear a higher rift. So I would go for this in the Kanai's cube, or this one and the other one in your inventory. So just imagine that this one is right now in our inventory because I don't have the bounty materials for it. So for the belt we want to use Bakuli Jungle Wraps. Firebats deal % damage to enemies affected by Look to Swarm or Piranhas. So well, I got some bad states over here. You probably got higher, but this is increasing your Firebat damage. For your weapon you want to use Sacred Harvester. Soul Harvest now stakes up to 10 times, so that means 30% more intelligence, 60% damage reduction because we have these braces, and also 100% increased armor. And as last you want to use Vile Hive. Look to Swarm gains the effect of the Pestilence rune and deal 55% increased damage. So this is giving us damage reduction because of the Pestilence, and also 55% increased damage. So that's what we want. For the gems, since I can't pronounce them, I will just call them by color. So for your helmet you want the purple. For your armor and pants you want yellow gems. And for your weapon you want to use a green gem. This is giving you more intelligence, this is giving you more life percent, and this is giving you more critical hit damage. For the legendary gems, you want to use Bane of the Stricken. Each attack you make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from your attacks by 1.55%, and this is also your Rift Guardian killer. For the next legendary gem, you want to use Bane of the Trapped. Increase damage against enemies under the effective control of impairing effects by % damage. Gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards. So we want to use that one. And as last, and I got a rank 0 on this because I didn't upgrade it yet, critical hit causes the enemy to bleed for 2,500% weapon damage as physical over 3 seconds. Gain Blood Frenzy, granting you 3% increased attack speed for each bleeding enemy within 20 yards. So that is what we want, so we can spam our FIREBATS even faster. For the Kanai's Cube, you want to go for Staff of Chiroptera. Whatever. FIREBATS attacks 100% faster and cost 75% less mana. So we can spam our FIREBATS a lot longer right now, and it increases the attack speed. Mantle of Channeling or the other braces that you are wearing. It can be one of those two. So you want to put that on. As last, Ring of Emptiness, you deal 300% increased damage to enemies affected by both your Hound and Locust Swarm. So you want to spam your Hound and then Locust Swarm, and that will just give you 300% increased damage. For the skills, you want to use Hound Draining Spirit. The spirit returns 12 mana per second, so we can channel our FIREBATS longer. This is our damage per second. FIREBATS, Cloud of the Bats, this is our damage dealer. Call forth a swirl of bats that damage nearby enemies for 425% weapon damage. As fire, the damage of the bats increased every second up to a maximum of 850% weapon damage after 3 seconds. Soul Harvest Language, so this will give us, because of the weapon, we will get 10 stakes of Soul Harvest, so that means 30% intelligence, 100% armor, and 60% damage reduction if you are using those braces. The next skill, you want to use Spirit Walk Yount. Leave your physical body and enter the spirit realm for 3 seconds. And when you are in this form, you are like Hit from Dragon Ball Z. You can move through enemies. The next skill will be Hex Jinx. Summon a Fetish Shaman for 12 seconds. That will hex groups of enemies into pigs. Hexed enemies are unable to perform offensive actions and take 50% additional damage. Because of your set bonus, you will also get Toad of Hugeness. So this one will summon a giant toad, and he will swallow some monsters and he will spit them out, and then their damage taken will be increased by 15%. So that means more damage. And as last, Locust Swarm, Cloud of Insects, unleash a plague that swarms an enemy, dealing 1040% weapon damage as physical over 8 seconds. The Locust will jump to additional nearby enemies. Enemies affected deal 25% reduced damage. So again, this is making sure that we got more survivability. For your passive skills, you want to use Creeping Death. Your Hound, Locust Swarm, and the damage amplification from Piranhas last almost forever. Great! The next one will be Confidence Ritual. You deal 25% additional damage to enemies within 20 yards. The third one will be Spirit Vessel. When you receive fatal damage, you automatically enter the Spirit Realm for 2 seconds and heal to 50% of your maximum life. So I will call this a second life. And as last, Grave Injustice. Gain 1% of your maximum life and mana and reduce the cooldown of all of your skills by 1 second when an enemy dies within 20 yards. And if you can get on your items, increase your gold pickup radius as a secondary, then the yards will increase for this passive. For your Paragon levels, you want 25% movement speed. The rest will go into intelligence. For your offense, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, attack speed, cooldown reduction. For your defense, armor, resist all, life regeneration, life. For your utility, resource cost reduction, area damage or life per hit, and as last, gold fight. For the states that you want on your gear, for the shoulders, intelligence, vitality, armor, area damage. For your helmet, intelligence, vitality, firebat damage. For your necklace, a socket, fire percent damage, critical chance and critical damage. For your gloves, intelligence, critical chance, critical damage and area damage. For your armor, intelligence, vitality, all resist or armor. For your braces, fire percent damage, intelligence, vitality, critical chance. For your belt, intelligence, vitality, armor, life percent. For your unity, only if you have it also on your follower, socket, critical chance, critical damage, percent damage against elites. For your pants you want intelligence, vitality, all resist or armor. For your compass, rose, intelligence, vitality, critical chance, critical damage. For your weapon, weapon damage, intelligence, area damage. For your boots, intelligence, vitality, armor, firebat damage. And for the last item, intelligence, critical chance, critical damage and area damage. So how this works, you want to cast Hound on them, then look to Swarm and you can hex them. And if you are dying pretty fast, you can just pop up this one and Soul Harvest and start channeling. Then when they are dead, you get some stakes on your Soul Harvest. You will hound the next ones. You will cast Look to Swarm again, Hex, or Look to Swarm, and start channeling again and make sure you are getting those stakes also. So that was the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this build, then just try it out. If you are going to use another build, then just let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and then I will see you guys later. Alright?